What is up, internet world, and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you the 2023 Lincoln Corsair. Yep, it ain't there. It's at the Detroit Auto Show. Should I be buying a 2023 refreshed version, or is the 2022 enough? Let's find out. So the most obvious change is the front grille. It is now 2.5 times the size. Also, the grille itself is not cut out like this 22. It's actually protruding with the Lincoln logo. And this is Lincoln logo as well. It's just a lot more obvious when it's actually in your face as opposed to just cutouts that just look like, hey, they're cut out. Now the grills are different if you buy the Reserve or the Grand Touring. One has a black grill, the other has a black grill, but the chrome Lincoln badges on the grill pop like crazy. I actually do like the chrome grill this time around, which is weird. I only always go for black grills, but I do like the way it pops out. It looks really elegant. Now they've also changed the way the trim around the grill is. It's a lot skinnier, a lot more modern than this 2022 that has a massive chrome piece plastic all the way around. I just don't like the 22. I definitely prefer the 23 in this specific case. Now under the grill, they have this little blade that goes from end to end. It's really classy, and I like how they've split it up. So now you have a section underneath that blade, sort of like a mustache trim that goes all the way across and then up. It makes the car look a lot wider because this thing looks super bland. Super plain, super boring, so obviously this is a big upgrade in the front end. And Lincoln claims that the 23 headlamps are slanted. They're marketing like it's slanted, but when I look at this 22 and compare it to a 23, they pretty much look exactly the same. I can't tell the difference. If you can, let me know. Now moving along the side, there's basically no differences. The side of this thing looks like the side of that thing, so let's go to the back. And that also doesn't look any different to me. Has the light bar across the back, has the exhaust, has the rear wiper in the same spot, has the Lincoln all by itself, just on the trunk lid. No differences there. It's all about this front grille. And under the hood, they've got rid of the 2.3 liter turbo. Now you only get the 2 liter turbo, 250 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque as the base motor. And exclusive to some of the higher trims like the Grand Touring, you get the 2.5 liter hybrid as an option. So when you open the door and you get inside, there's two big things they've done. They've done a bunch of small things, but the two big things are important. So the first thing they've done is they've got rid of the small screen and they've replaced it with a 13.2-inch screen that has a new Sync 4 software. And that's a big upgrade than this little guy that's in there currently. And the second thing is, in the spirit of autonomous driving, they've added something called Ultra Glide.
Active Glide.
What? Who cares what it's called? It's Blue Cruise, made by Ford. That's all that matters. It's autonomous driving. It's got 130,000 miles of road that it can drive by itself. And that's all you need to know. And because it's a refreshed version, the small stuff obviously does matter. So they've changed things around. Now the wireless charging is no longer in your armrest. It is now in the front center console. Even the front trim that has this cool little textured piece. I really like the way that trim is done. And they got these fancy pink reddish seats. So that's new. And that fancy red is called Eternal Red, that Lincoln calls tastefully new color that creates a more youthful, fresh look. So if you want a choice, you have something new called Smoked Truffle. That's a mid-tone neutral space with medium, dark, soft trim accents to create a warmer, rich environment. So onto the 22 now. The real deal, I can touch it and feel it. So obviously the front end of the 23 is nicer, but this thing is just luxury, kind of simplistic, and maybe a little bit dated. They have LED headlights in the front. Your turn signals are down here. It does have all the front sensors. It also does have a front camera here. When you look lower below, they are open space, they are functional, and they do have the black trim piece that goes all across the front, like the 23, except the 23 pops up like a little bit of a mustache. Like the 23, it's practically the same on the 22. And the most notable feature is this right here. The A-pillar is black. It's actually trimmed out black in the 23. And when I saw the 23, I'm like, wow, that's a new touch. So I saw the 22 and realized it's the same thing. Even the black mirror housings are the same. They're separated. They separate from the top to the bottom, paint color on the bottom, black on the top, exactly the same. Even the wheels, the same. Adaptive suspension, the same. You walk up to it, key in your pocket, touch the handle, it unlocks. Even the back doors do it on the Corsair, and the front obviously. And on the other side, you can leave the key in the car and just press a code on the door and it'll unlock. So if you're away and you don't want to carry all your keys with you, you put the keys in the car, you leave, you say bye-bye, your buddy shows up, presses some buttons, gets in the car, drives it away. Example, you're at the airport. Yep, that's the side of the Corsair. Go to the back. The back of the 23 is identical to this 22. And this looks like an Audi Q5 with the exception of the light bar being a Lincoln thing. Even this rear camera should have changed up. It should have been more modern, more integrated, more 2023. Nope. But the positive thing though, whether you buy a 22 or 23 is you have real exhaust tips. They are real. Now this does have a power lift tailgate. Let's see if this thing is height adjustable. So let's push it back up to its full position, hold the button down, wait 3 seconds, and here, boom, she is height adjustable. How much room does this thing have? Well, I slide my measuring tape up. I have just about 36 inches, so about 3 feet. And as far as width, I have 45. So 45 wide, 36 deep. Underneath here, do we have a spare tire? Nope, we've got a little compressor, just like the 2023 version, and the seats do fold down 60-40 like the 23. I push these buttons down, that folds down, and that folds down. Let's go see how they feel. Back seat of the Lincoln Corsair. Now I do really like the fact that these things can recline backwards and forwards. That's nice at the size of vehicle. And look, if I need more space in the trunk, I can do this. I also have heated seats on my side and this side, obviously not in the middle. When I put this armrest down, I have 2 cup holders, decent sized cup holders, and everything feels pretty comfortable. I have a decent amount of headroom. Again, I'm 5'9", I don't need any more than this. And I've got this huge panoramic sunroof that is also unchanged for 2023. Cool part here is, look at this light. It's blue because I'm safe. When I open the door, it's red. It's kind of a cool touch. Now at the back of the center console here, for me as the rear seat passenger, I do have 2 big vents where I can move the air around to make me more comfortable. I also have 4 USBs in total, 3 regular USBs and 1 USB-C. That's kind of unique. Usually they have only USB-Cs or only USBs. I like the fact they mixed it up and gave me 3 of one and 1 of the other. Cool. But I will say this thing is brand new. I'm the first one to get it, and there's an opening in the seat. This plastic is not clipped properly, which shows me some build quality issues, but hey, it's a Ford. One cool touch that people don't really talk about are floor mats. This has winter floor mats in this car, and they're really nice touch. They wrap around like they're supposed to, like good WeatherTech straight from factory, but they're factory Lincoln ones, and they have the logos all the way through them. That's a really, really cool touch. I like it. All right, you got me. The biggest change is the screen, but it's also the fact that the 23 has wireless CarPlay, and the only way to make it work in this bad boy is plugging it in. But that's okay, because you have USB and USB-C right underneath here. Now on the 23, the wireless charger that's in this glove box here has been moved to the front. They've also cleaned up this little area. They've basically tightened it up. They've moved the start button from the top here down here, and that is because the 13.2-inch screen takes up most of the space, compared to the Sync 3 old school one that doesn't have wireless CarPlay. But everything else is the same. I can't really tell a difference at all. Mainly because the most important piece in Lincoln are the seats. And it's the seat extension where your leg is. You have individual leg extensions, assuming you have one leg that's longer than the other. It does have memory seat, it does have a great sound system, and again, it has all the same buttons to go into gear. Park, reverse, neutral, drive is simply just a button. It's not really my style, but if you know Lincoln product, then you know all of them. They're kind of boring. Okay, so hold up. All of a sudden, this 22 wants to be a 23 because it's actually illuminated. This is illuminated. For everybody that went to the Detroit Auto Show, they thought this was a new feature, but it's not. The logo's right here. Don't buy a 23. Just buy a 22. We're saying grille, 13.2-inch screen, wireless CarPlay. 3 reasons. Okay, Blue Cruise, Super Cruise, Ultra Glide, whatever you want to call it. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Buy a 22 and then buy the new version in 2025. All right, Lincoln, let's go through your drive modes. You got deep conditions, slippery, normal, conserve, and then of course, excite. Let's try to launch this thing, foot to the ground. Not bad. Probably about 6 seconds, I would say, if I had to guess. Now, let's put everybody's mind at ease. This is built on an escape platform, but it's far from an escape. You've actually escaped the escape. Because it's smooth. It doesn't feel anything like a Ford Escape. It's just easy to drive. The steering's very light, it's smooth, the seats are excellent. You just have to get over the look. Yeah, that part. Brakes are good. I've been driving this thing for 3 days. So this week we've had the Camaro and we've had this thing. And this thing is just easy to drive. I love driving the Camaro because you can toss it around, it sounds amazing and all that stuff. But if I have to go somewhere really fast and get it and not think about it, this is it. I've taken this over the Ram that I have and the F-150. It's just easy to drive. Like, even if I'm hammering it, it's still smooth. Now, if I'm comparing this to, say, an Audi Q3 as an example, this is way better. It's just smoother, it's quieter, way quieter. The seats are way better than the Audi seats. The Audi seats are more firm and just more like aircraft seats. These things are just more plush, more luxurious. Yeah, it's good. It's just a look. It's just like looking at this Lincoln with this button park reverse neutral drive. It's so dated looking. And this screen on the 22 obviously is a bit smaller, but it does everything, as I said. I always try to think in my brain about like the sales perspective of it, right? So if you get in the car in a showroom and you look inside, you're like, this is nice and luxurious, and you know, it's nice, but it needs a bit of a freshen up. And then you get in the 23 and you're like, it's nice, but the freshen up is just a bigger screen and a bit of a shift on this thing, but it's kind of the same vibe. There's not really a difference. And that's okay, but you need to drive it to actually appreciate that. If you don't like this look, the drive will kind of pick you up if you want something smooth and quiet and comfortable and like a runner, like a long distance car. So if you're in your vehicle for, say, 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, I'd much rather be in this than an Audi Q5 and Audi Q3, sorry, and even a Lexus NX. They're just too firm and sporty. This thing's comfortable. It's quiet. You got a nice big panoramic sunroof. The wipers are smooth. They're not creaky. And you might have to get used to the outside. It's not the best looking thing. The 23 is better looking with the front, but I guess it's debatable. So every week we get 2 cars from the manufacturer. And every time I get in those cars, I'm always thinking, I have a level of expectation when I get into it and drive it. And of course, sometimes, you know, they're worse and sometimes they're better and sometimes they're kind of in the middle and they kind of fit that bill, but then they're excited and then it hypes me up and so on and whatever. But this thing, it's pleasantly surprising because it's better than I expected. It's quicker than I expected. It's smoother than I expected. It's more quiet than I expected. The interior is as poor as I expected. But it's not that it's poor in the sense that the quality is bad. It's just not my style, I think. That's the best way to put it. And the outside is also not my style. But it's good. It's way better than the Escape. And I don't know if people will actually not look at this thing because it's built on an Escape, or if somebody says, yeah, well, it's built on an Escape platform and that's not expensive, so why are you expensive? But like, this thing is amazing. It's a great city highway car, and like, yeah, it just does the job and it does it luxuriously. And that's what's missing in this segment, a luxury small vehicle. So I hope this video helped you out to say, I'm going to buy a 22 and not a 23. I don't care about wireless CarPlay. I don't care about that bigger grille. And I don't care about this 13.2-inch screen. I'm happy with my 8-inch screen because I'm driving anyways. And the heads-up display is all I need in this world. If that's the case, buy the 22. Hope this video helped you out. As always, thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And obviously give us a like, because every like you give us makes our channel go up, and our channel's been pooping lately, and we don't like poop. We like winners, because winners win. So hook us up. Thanks for watching.